Lights go down, but the stories ignite. Truth and tea in the dead of night. Drama deep as a midnight scroll, where secrets rise and the hot takes roll. Whispers echo through Hollywood halls. We're digging up dirt behind velvet walls. From shady scenes to viral mistakes, we break it down, no breaks, no fakes. Every headline hides a tale, behind the glitz, behind the veil. So if you're ready for the real unknown, come down beneath the headstones, where the wild truth finally gets shown. Entertainment, scandal, and all that's unsaid. We bring the stories back from the dead. Laugh, gas, spill what no one owns, right here beneath the headstones. From influencer feuds to movie gold, the spotlight fades, but the gossip's bold. Behind the glam, the scripts unwind. We dig up the legends they left behind. Every shade behind the fame, every player, every name. If you're brave enough to dig alone, come down beneath the headstones, where the untold finally gets known. Drama, mystery, the fun never ends. We're spilling truth like we're old best friends. Vital vibes and internet tones all live beneath the headstones. It's not just graveyards and gloom, it's red carpets and shattered rooms. It's lights, camera, and a twist of doom. So come down beneath the headstones, where every tale chills to the bone. Drama and laughs, no filters apply. We're bringing receipts they try to hide. So hit that like and claim your throne with us beneath the headstones. So you're rocking with the headstones, where the wild truth finally gets shown. Entertainment, scandal, and all that's unsaid. We bring the stories back from the dead. Laugh, gasp, spill what no one owns, right here beneath the headstones. Headstones!
Hey everyone, happy Saturday. I hope everyone is having a good day. It is freezing here in upstate New York. I don't know when it's supposed to warm up, but I hope it is soon because this below zero nonsense is old. It is old, it's been old, and my heating bill is slowly rising because it's so cold. So it just needs to, warm up like 20 degrees and we'll be good. We'll be good. So I hope everyone is having a good one. We're going to talk about snow wars. And the reason I had asked the question in the poll, have you ever argued over a parking spot, is because there have been some pretty violent brawls over people taking other people's parking spots when it comes to snow removal. I remember living in Philly. If you cleared your spot, you would put a chair or some type of object to save your spot. Well, apparently, people have forgotten common courtesy that if you clear the spot, you should be able to keep the spot. Well, it got pretty crazy in Philly as of late. So we're just going to kind of take a look at different snow stories, no drama. To be honest, I haven't really been watching the drama. I did watch Jonesin the other night, and that was it. I've stepped into Sinners a couple of times, but I've just been really busy doing stuff off of YouTube. and then I do my live streams, and then that's it. That's it. So I did see, let's see who was here first. Nanny, thanks for being here. You are first, I do believe. My day has been good. I did go, I went looking for pennies at Dollar General. It wasn't a great day. I only found 3, but one of the stores had a ton of Christmas stuff left, specifically candy canes, and all of the Christmas stuff is 90% off. So I got several boxes of candy canes for 13 cents a piece. Or no, 18 cents a piece, which I was thinking boxes of candy canes used to be $1. So 18 cents, that means they're like $1.50, $1.25. That's nuts. That's nuts. But yeah, I found just a few. So I think I'm going to take a little break from the penny shopping just because it has been slow going lately. But other than that, I really didn't do anything today. Kind of just sat around. I did start a book. It's called The Sugar Queen. It's kind of cheesy, but it's keeping my interest. So I've been reading a lot. But other than that, just chilling. Just chilling. Hey, Angie, thanks for being here. Angie says, going through that where I live, management changed the rules about the parking, and it's a free-for-all, and ends up where the older tenants and those with disabilities are left to park further away to walk on. See, that's just, speaking of, so when I lived in Philly, well, I didn't live in Philly, I was a suburb. It was still considered Philly. It was just, a suburb. I rented an apartment where we had assigned parking spots, and then there were 3 visitor spots up on the hill. So one day, my sister and I had the apartment together. So either one of us would take the assigned spot. Well, one day I got home and my sister was there. So I would park in the visitor. Well, the management company didn't tell us that they had reassigned the visitor parking spots as tenant parking spots. So one morning I came out to move my car back to our assigned parking spot, and my car was gone. It was gone. So I, of course, freak out. Long story short, where I lived, you could have the car towed if it was in your parking spot. So this person, because I was in their assigned parking spot and hadn't realized it, they had my car towed. So I had to go and pick my car up from the tow lot, and I never parked in those spots again. I figured out something else. That was a bummer for sure. Hey, Pookie, thanks for being here. Okay, so the older and then the younger are parking at the entrance, of course. It makes you wonder why they wouldn't have parking spots that are handicap accessible. You know what I mean? Where those who are elderly or have a disability wouldn't be able to park closer. That's just, I don't know. I would park farther away if I knew there were older people living there. Nanny says, I took my little Christian aunt shopping years ago. I parked a little crooked and came out to a note that said, I hope you don't F like you park. How rude. My aunt laughed about that for years. Oh my. That is crazy. There are some people. There was, oh my gosh, what was that site? There was a website and it was like bad parking jobs. Oh my god, what the hell was it called? That just triggered my memory. Let's see, website parking space. Oh my gosh, what was it called? Oh, here it is. You park like an a-hole. That's what it's called. You park like an a-hole. I don't think that was the name of it before, but let me see. Let me go to this website. You park like an a-hole.com. Oh, it's not letting me go there. It's saying my virus scanner is saying nope. So that might not be what it is. What the heck? Does anybody remember? Somebody might remember. There was a site where you could go and you could actually submit photos of people who didn't know how to park correctly. Hey Doodles, how are you? I'm late and confused. Never fought over a spot to park before. Do they plow there and leave snow piled on side of roads? Here they plow and then they leave. I don't actually know where the snow goes eventually. That's a good question. But in Philly, they would just plow. You would have to move your car. So we would have to move our cars so they could plow and then we could move them back. And there, I saw an article that reminded me in Albany, over 500 cars this last snowstorm, over 500 cars were towed because they were parked in snow emergency zones, like where they would need to plow, and the plow couldn't plow, so they towed the cars. Over 500 cars. I'm going to find that article because I'll talk about that too. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember how much it was. I know it was a few hundred. When my car was towed, I was so pissed. I'm like, the person could have just, you know, left. I would have moved eventually. Like, but to call, like, you're that pissed off to have my car towed? Like, so rude. Angie says they only have one handicap spot per building. The younger generation doesn't care. It's all about them and what they want. Wish they had assigned parking. Yeah. That seems like they should have assigned parking. They keep it piled up here, stores and all. It's like you're four-wheeling to get out. I saw a video. They had shown snow removal. I think it was like different countries. Excuse me. They had like Canada, some places overseas, and then they had the US where it's just all over the place. But I did watch a video in New York City because they got so much snow and there's nowhere to put it. There was a news story where they bring in these huge heated dumpster like things, and they will get all of the snow to this site. I'll have to show the video. And then they put the snow inside this like warmer dumpster so it melts, and then they release the water after it goes through a purification thing. It's like a very involved system. Hey JS, how are you? Haven't had snow parking problems, but I've definitely had Bay Area parking madness. So let me actually find let's see. cars. I just saw this article about. Oh, it wasn't 500, it was 300 cars. Okay, so let me share this story. So this was local to me. This was in Albany. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, my throat. Of course, as soon as I start talking, it has to act nuts. Wait, I am subscribed. Give me 1 second. I don't think this is going to work because I'm not signed in. Oh wait, maybe it will work. Nope, it won't. Okay, give me 1 sec. I just got to sign in because I'm already subscribed. And of course, I probably don't remember my password. Let me try it once more. Aha, got it. Okay. Hey, Patty, how are you? Okay, so it says confusion fury after more than 300 cars towed in Albany snow emergency. Residents express anger and city leaders question success of public messaging after major snowstorm. Wow, that's in a really crappy section. Oh, well, see, that's what happens. So that's why they tow your car, because you didn't move it like you were supposed to. So the plows can't get your car, like they can't plow because your car's in the way. There were a couple of cars today. I had actually went towards Albany today, and there were a few cars on the side streets that were snowed. They were like surrounded by snow. They were snowed in. I was like, well, the snowstorm was on Monday, so clearly they don't use the vehicles. But that's what happens when, yep, look at that. So even here, I was talking about Philly, but even here with the snow, if you're clearing out your car, your spot, because there's not assigned street parking, you clean out your spot, you put something there to save your spot, and then someone takes it because they don't want to clean out their spot as much. Or maybe they were working and they're like, oh, look, there's a spot for me. And I just realized I never posted sharing my live out. Okay, so in the shadow of the central warehouse, angry and bewildered residents Thursday made the unhappy pilgrimage to retrieve their vehicles at AC's Towing and Recovery on Montgomery Street. Some got rides with colleagues, others took Ubers, and at least one disabled Army veteran, Rick Piotrowski, made the journey on foot. His car, like some 302 others, had been towed during the city's ongoing snow emergency used to clear streets for plowing. He thought he had done everything right. Piotrowski said he learned on Nextdoor, the neighborhood social networking site, that his car needed to be parked on the even side of the street by 8 p.m. Tuesday. He said he shoveled for an hour and dutifully complied with the city directive. Piotrowski, who moved to the area last August, did not get the second part of the message. His car needed to be on the odd side of the street by 8 p.m. on Wednesday, which would make sense. You go to one side on one day so they can plow, and then you move it to the side that's plowed so they can plow the other side. He said he walked a mile from his home on State Street to get to the tow lot. He was furious at the cost and toll the entire experience had taken on him physically. What a pile of shit city led by a bunch of effing morons, Piotrowski said before apologizing for his language. Leif Nieves, the owner of the tow company, said his company had taken between 50 and 60 cars on Wednesday night and that it would cost owners between $150 to $189 plus tax to retrieve them. The city held a news conference about the expected impact of the storm on Friday. On Monday, the city announced the snow emergency while snow was still falling across the region. All local media outlets attended the briefings, and the city used its social media channels to explain its response and when the emergency would take effect. The city also detailed a timeline for when cars should be parked on which side of the street and provided a list of designated snow emergency parking lots through its Nixle alert system, which residents must first opt into to receive notifications. City officials say they did all they could to get out a message that vehicles could be towed, but the message did not resonate. Frank Zioli, the executive deputy commissioner of the city's Department of General Services, who has explained and helped lead Albany's snow response, said during a Common Council caucus meeting Wednesday night that public messaging had not been as effective as it had been in the past. Zioli pointed out that it had been 5 years since the city's last snow emergency, and that his department and Mayor Dorsey Eppeler's office emphasized educating and re-educating the public on their responsibilities during a snow emergency. It didn't go so well, Zioli said of compliance with snow emergency rules. We towed more cars last night than we have in the 29 years I have been with the department. He said General Services and the Albany Police Department made every effort to alert residents that their cars would be towed before private towing contractors took the vehicles. Officers made announcements on loudspeakers from their patrol cars, and General Services Commissioner Sergio Panunzio leaned on the... for crying out loud. I clicked on the wrong thing. Damn it. Okay, here we go. Sergio Panunzio leaned on the horn of his vehicle as they made their way through the city when the emergency took effect. He noted his workers had been working mandatory 12-hour shifts since the storm arrived Sunday morning, and that the department remained up to the task. There might be some changes we want to make down the line to this process. One change, proposed Piotrowski. Like many city residents, he pays $20 for a residential parking pass that exempts his vehicle from the 2-hour limit for on-street parking. To do that, I have to give them my phone number and email address. He suggested the city use that database to notify vehicle owners of an impending snow emergency. Such a system does not currently exist. Pedestrians are also not immune to post-storm headaches. So here, even when there's like a boil water emergency or something like that, the sheriff's office actually does like an all call, like a voice message that it sends to everybody in the affected area. So I feel like that would be a good thing to do in this case. Like just have phone calls go out to all of the residents, and they either get it or they don't, and then that's on them if they don't move their cars. There's still cars on our main street that have too much snow piled up to get out. Yeah. So we're not going to get into the pedestrian part, but I thought that was interesting. And that kind of can lead up to this next story where there was a full-out brawl over a parking spot. Yeah, they were rolling in the money, that is for sure. Oh no, Nanny, 21 weather-related deaths in Tennessee. I thought I had heard there was a total of 70 throughout, all of the affected states, but I haven't looked lately to see what there was. All right, so this took place in Philly. So let's get it on the right screen here.
Fred, that's right. It is a shocking video. You see in the video how the fights begins between two men, and then more people are added. And like you mentioned, police say that it was the woman who picked up the gun and pistol whipped the victim.
People are very protective of their parking spaces here, it seems.
Today, an argument over.
I mean, can you imagine? I mean, I would be pissed too if someone took my spot that I had shoveled out. Like, that was a lot of snow. And this person probably shouldn't be parked. This person, because the fire hydrant is right here. That person should not be parked there. But anyways, this is crazy. Oh, gun and pistol whipped over a parking space.
A parking spot turned violent. Surveillance video from the intersection of Lehigh Avenue and A Street in Kensington shows the moment a 45-year-old man and a 21-year-old man were throwing punches at each other and tussling in the snow during a heated argument over.
And then more people get involved. Like the one guy comes up to the other one. So now this one's involved. Here's another person.
A parking space. Police say the 45-year-old man had a knife. The younger man, a legally owned gun. At one point.
Oh my God. So one had a gun, one had a knife, and they're fighting over a parking spot. So stupid.
Point, both men dropped their weapons, deciding instead to settle the fight with their fists. But seconds later, police say a woman gets involved. Police say she grabbed.
Oh, that was a woman. I thought that was another guy that got involved. So a woman comes over and hits this one. What the
younger
heck?
Man's gun, pistol whipped. The 45-year-old man then fired a shot into the ground. Another woman can be seen picking up an item and walking away. As somebody who lives in Philadelphia, what do you think about that?
I think that's crazy. I think all the parking should be for everybody. If everybody worked together and get the whole block cleared or whatever street, then everybody can park.
Fights over parking spots are not uncommon in Philadelphia. Some people try to save spots using cones, trash cans, or even chairs to mark their territory.
If I were to see somebody.
And I was just thinking, this one spot, I mean, they must have gotten out like in front, because how the hell would you get out? Like, look how high that snow is from the plow.
Territory.
And then how would you get in? You would have to back in, I would think.
If I were to see somebody, like, especially on my block, like, you know, shovel out their spot and then leave, I wouldn't take their spot. I'd be like, okay, that's their spot.
Trying to save a parking spot when everybody needs to park. It's not, you don't have, there's not your name on it. It's like, it's public.
Right. But yes, it's public, but if you're the one who spent all that time moving all of that snow, I would be pissed too, because that means someone else just decided, oh, I'll just take one that someone else cleared. No, you clear your own spot. You clear your own spot. And I think that's why, like in Albany, they have, you know, the snow emergencies where you park on one side of the street, they plow. Then you park on the other side of the street, they plow.
In Philadelphia, it's against the law to save a public street parking spot with personal items.
Yes, Kensington is, they have the videos. What is it? Fentanyl. A lot of people, you know, injecting drugs into themselves. Yeah, Kensington. Give me 1 second. I keep forgetting about left. Yeah, Kensington.
Even if you cleared the snow yourself.
I know it's challenging, right? You drive through and some of the people are digging out some very deep areas, and clearly through that effort, they want to save that.
With snow still piled up high across the city, the scarcity of parking spaces could fuel tensions. Police are urging residents not to take matters into their own hands.
We are going to respond to the issues where folks have a complaint. We are going to respond when there's conflict. We just ask folks to not get into conflict. That's right. I mean, that is the biggest key.
Police say that the man that was injured was hospitalized and is recovering from those injuries. Now, the two people that were considered the offenders, they were both arrested. In Philadelphia, Shaira Arias, NBC 10 News.
All that over a parking spot. And it doesn't stop in Philadelphia. This next story is from Baltimore. And I'm sure there are several more that you would be able to find as well. Jaya says, when I first moved in here, my neighbor would leave their trash cans in front of my house to save his parking place for one of his trucks. Yeah, they would use chairs a lot. Like those metal chairs.
Tensions are rising across the city over those shovel parking spaces.
Alexa Ashwell talked with people and police. She joins us live with the cases that have ended, sadly, in some violence. Alexa.
Yes, Kai Mary, it's been a familiar sight and to many a common practice, reserving the parking space in front of your home after you removed the snow. And we've seen some creative barriers here. This is a bench, nice, comfortable bench here. But not everyone agrees, and it's led to property damage and even violence.
As the people of Baltimore continue digging out, a familiar sight is popping up in neighborhood streets. Crates, chairs, cones, and the occasional creative item are being used to call dibs on parking spots people have cleared of snow. The practice leading to some heated interactions. According to Baltimore police, in Southwest Baltimore, an argument between a man and a woman over a shovel parking space turned physical. In Southeast Baltimore, a driver reported their car was scratched with a shovel after parking in the neighbor's recently shoveled parking spot. And in Mount Vernon, BPD says someone had their tires slashed after parking in.
Like, that is insanity. Someone had their tire slashed, their car scraped, like,
in a spot that had been shoveled.
We just wanted the spot where we were supposed to be, and we got threatened for putting our spot there.
Here in Brooklyn, Sarah O'Neill said her Ring camera picked up her neighbor making threatening remarks involving a gun towards her husband after a disagreement surrounding the parking spot.
Right. And I mean, but if you, let me get rid of this closer. So this person cleared out all of the snow and then put a chair there. I would do the same thing. If you cleaned it out, right? So like this truck, if this truck were to leave, they shouldn't be able to take your spot. I mean, yeah, it's public property, but it's respect. It's being respectful.
In front of their home.
Threatened that he had a 32 and he was going to make us cry.
O'Neill said she called the police, BPD confirming the department's response.
So I called and told him what happened because they threatened us. And so they went and talked to the neighbor. He denied that he threatened us.
No arrests were made. O'Neill says she's aware it's not against the law to park in an already shoveled space, but described it more so as a moral code many abide by.
That's part of the code.
Let's see another space reserved here. This one with a wooden chair. You know, again, you cannot legally reserve a public parking space, but again, to many, it's a courtesy after spending hours, Kai Mary, digging out of the snow. We're live in Hamden. Alexa Ashwell, Fox 45 News.
I'm Kai Jackson.
Yeah. Manners, respect, consideration, qualities people seem to lack. Yep. Common courtesy. Yeah, they are. I mean, who fights over a parking spot? Well, these people do. These people do. I'm sure there's other stories. Those are the two that I had found. Let me see. Actually, let me Google. Let's see. What percentage of people fight? Let's see if Google tells us anything. All right, so it says, well, there's no exact national percentage for how many people fight over snow-cleared parking spots. It is a common and serious issue in dense, snow-prone cities, often leading to vandalism, threats, and physical altercations. In cities with, quote, dibs traditions, such as Boston, Chicago, Baltimore, and Pittsburgh, these disputes are frequent, with officials in Baltimore and Chicago reporting thousands of complaints regarding trash used to save spots. Fights frequently escalate beyond shouting, with reports of tires being slashed, cars being vandalized, or cars being buried in snow as retaliation for taking a cleared spot. Now that I would do. If you take my spot that I spent all that time moving the snow that I moved from a new spot so I could park is going on your car. I would do that. It's petty, but nobody gets hurt. Their car just gets surrounded by snow again. In a Boston.com survey of nearly 200 readers, 66% felt the, quote, dibs tradition should be respected, while 24% believed it should be ignored, and 10% said it depends. In places like South Boston, it is considered an unspoken crime to take a spot that someone else has cleared. In some instances, these arguments have escalated to extreme violence, such as a 2026 incident in Philadelphia, where a dispute over a cleared spot left one person in critical condition. And that's the story that we had just seen. So, let's see, here's one. Where's this? WBFF. Oh, this is Baltimore. Okay, that was the story we just watched. Okay. And then here's one from NPR. Let's see what this one is. All right, so let me share this, and then we'll get to some of the other stories that I have. So it says, can you save a public parking spot after a snowstorm? The debate rages on. And this was from yesterday. I mean, that's like, I can't imagine having to clear the snow, move the snow. Like, where do you put it? I mean, it looks like they're putting it in the road for the plow to take, but then the plow just moves it back against your cars. So this was in Boston this past Monday. Yeah, Nanny, I'm sure that's a lot of work they put into clearing it for some lazy butt to come along and take it. I agree. Don't take my spot. Yeah. Well, even like, I was like, my driveway, I thought, like when you're clearing your driveway, it seems like you've cleared it all. But I've realized that I probably missed like at least a foot of my driveway. So my driveway is so narrow now, I can only get my car in there. Usually I can get two cars. I can only get my car in there. So I'm like, next time I'm going to have to put like, I don't know, spray paint or something so that I can like like see, okay, you didn't go far enough, Emmy. You need to go another foot. But there was just so much snow that, it was hard to tell where I was supposed to be going. Patty says, I would be the one going around clearing spots and cussing everyone the whole time. Right? Oh my gosh. Boston resident, let me get rid of this comment. Boston resident Maureen Dayhill knows how far people will go to save a public parking spot after a snowstorm. People get so crazy because it takes so long to shovel out your car. Dayhill says, so they use random items as placeholders. I've seen a Rob Gronkowski cutout, like a life-size Rob Gronkowski. I saw the Blessed Mother, a Mary statue. You would never move that, she says. After a snowstorm last weekend dumped snow across large parts of the country, a key debate is raging on these streets. Can you save a public parking spot after you've dug your car out of it? To Dayhill, the rules are clear. You must shovel. She writes in her neighborhood magazine on the topic. If you move someone's space saver and park your car in its place, you have no right to complain about what happens to your car. So it's like an unspoken rule. If you park where someone else cleared, you get what's coming to you. Nanny says, they don't use rock salt here, just brine. Not much help with snow we've gotten. Well, and it's been so cold, well, especially here, it's been so cold that the rock salt doesn't even really help. It just, but the sun, I will say, the good thing though, today the sun was out, so at least, it was melting a little bit of the snow. I just want it to be like over freezing one day so it can melt a lot. Oh yeah, see? So, I mean, and to me, these aren't really that cleared. Like this spot isn't really that cleared, but when you look at this car, it's definitely more cleared. So I would be putting chairs there too. What does the law say? It depends. The question of saving parking spots is the cause of so much turmoil that some cities have created rules about it. Don't do it, Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott said on Sunday to a local TV station. If I see your chair, it's coming with me and going to the trash. Obstructing the streets or sidewalks in Baltimore is prohibited according to the city's code. Similarly, in Chicago, the dibs process is illegal, according to Department of Streets and Sanitation Commissioner Cole Stallard. Stallard's department received about 2,000 complaints since November for, quote, trash on the street. I've seen it all. They put their grandmother's furniture out there, or we've seen kitchen tables set up like you're going to a banquet. Here's an ironing board with a bunch of bricks on it so it doesn't blow away. However, in Boston, due to the fervor surrounding space savers, the law allows the use of them for 48 hours after the end of a snow emergency, with some exceptions. And while Pittsburgh doesn't have rules that govern the use of space savers, they have a proud history of, quote, parking chairs. Mayor Corey O'Connor's office sees it as a longtime tradition of the city. For as long as Pittsburgh has had cars, we've had parking chairs. Spokesperson Molly Onufer wrote in an email to NPR. Respect the chair is a common phrase among Pittsburgh residents, says Brian Brunsell, a local resident. Brunsell, who goes by Johnny Pittsburgh on his social media, says Pittsburgh is a superstitious city, so no one wants to be on the wrong side of a parking spot debate. You don't want the karma of taking someone's spot, he says. Dayhill, the Boston resident, can understand why some Bostonians object to the unofficial rules. It's public space and nobody owns anything, she says. At the same time, your neighbor may have spent literally 8 hours shoveling. Right. Because here, this lady has moved pretty much all of the snow, but then all of these cars haven't. And it like, where do you put the snow? Like, there's just, because you've got to clear the sidewalk too. Like, where do you put it? But Nicholas Christakis, who directs Yale University's Human Nature Lab, is against space savers. He says any social norm enforced by a threat, such as damage to a car, cannot be a socially optimal way to handle the situation. Christakis has lived in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and understands the dilemma. I would dig out my car, and then frankly, I would feel ashamed to claim the spot. It's not my spot. I would not be ashamed. if I did all the work to move that snow, I'm not going to feel ashamed to claim the spot. I'm not going to feel bad. The debate has spilled over to social media on X, Reddit, and Facebook with heated discussions for both sides. Jody R.R. Smith has written 3 books on manners and founded Manner Smith Etiquette Consulting. She says that following a local tradition is the best way to create community among your neighbors. Respect the time, effort, energy, and labor that went into clearing out that spot. Once you know what the local custom is, you respect that. Smith, who lived in Boston for 30 years, says in cities and streets where there is limited space, the custom and unofficial rules of parking spots are really about courtesy for those around you. Just a little bit of consideration in this world can go a long, long way. Smith has seen this courtesy extend beyond a parking spot. Usually what happens is somebody finishes digging out their car and they come over and they offer to help you dig up your car. Dayhill, the Boston resident, says earlier this week when her son Henry left for work, her husband told him not to forget his space saver. Unfortunately, he did. A neighbor noticed that Henry's shoveled spot was not reserved, though, and saved the space for him. There we go. Common courtesy and consideration. So he forgot to put a space saver there, so one of his neighbors said, "Hey, I'll put it there for you." Hey, Marie, how are ya? Good to see you. All right, so what is the next story? I don't remember what stories. They're all snow-related stories. Those were the only 2 fighting. Okay, so this next story is Pittsburgh man says his road is plowed in, leaving him trapped in home. And then there's some where there was someone using like a torch to clear his driveway. I mean, there's just like this says so much weirdness. I've been saying the word weird a lot, especially at school. Like kids are just acting weird. Like, I don't know what it is, if there's something in the water, if it's because they can't get outside as much because it's freezing and snowy. I don't know. There's just a lot of weird stuff going on. All right, let's see. So let's take a look.
It has been almost a week since Pittsburgh was hammered by several inches of snow. The cleanup is far from being over, but some neighbors say they've been left out. KDKA met one man today in the Hill District. Not only is his street still unplowed, but as Jessica Riley found out, he's essentially plowed in.
Yeah, Fred Davis and his wife live at the top of the hill here on Colwell Street here in the Hill District. He says he's lived here for decades and he's never seen anything like this. Not only is his street not plowed and others are, but those plows moved in all of this snow blocking Colwell Street. And as you can see, it's not going anywhere, making it nearly impossible for.
Why the heck would they do that? So it's almost like they went to plow and then said, nah, we're not going up the hill. So we'll just leave all this shit at the end. So like, unless you have an SUV, you're not going to get over that crap.
Him to get out.
But that's like a foot of snow. So even that, it's going to be harder than hell to drive through.
Being plowed in is unacceptable.
This is just how far Davis had to walk to come talk to us. An 8-minute walk through deep snow, only to be met with a solid block of ice at the bottom of the hill.
But I can't get out if I'm plowed in. The thing about it is, the plow had to see that car right there, and they plowed them in, even if you didn't know I lived up over the hill.
When the storm hit, Davis did what he was told, stayed inside. But it was on Tuesday morning when he attempted to leave his house in his truck, making it all the way down the road, only to realize there's no way out. And of course.
Okay, so it was hard to see. That's like, that stuff is real. Like that's, oh, I didn't go far enough. Let me go back here. I mean, that's a lot of ice and crap. Like you can't get over that shit. Like, that's rude. That's really rude. And it's so cold that it's not going to melt. So there's no way to move it.
There's no way out. And of course, that is concerning for him.
Emergency, fire.
So he must live up here, I'm assuming. I wonder if there's another way out. There must not be another way out.
Just off the top of my head. And then my son dropped off a few supplies for me last night.
Davis is 70 and his wife is 68. Being cut off can be worrying in the event of an emergency, especially being the only house on the road with no neighbors.
This never happened. Never happened. Never got plowed in.
And yes, he says he's called again and again for help.
I called 311. I left a message. Then I called 311 again. And then they told me they're getting 200 calls an hour. I said, I can send pictures. They said, we ain't going to look at them anyway.
How rude. Like,
because that's how busy we are.
Now, 5 days later, Davis is still stuck and hoping somebody comes to help as soon as possible. Reporting in the Hill District.
So it looks like that truck at some point was able to make it at least up the hill. Look at all those animal tracks. That's so funny.
Jessica Riley, KDKA TV News.
So did they have, I'm just curious, did they have a picture of the street signs? Because
his wife live at the top of the hill here on Colwell Street here in the
Colwell Street. All right, let me see. I'm going to go look that up. Colwell Street, Pittsburgh. Let's go to the maps. Let's see, because I'm just curious what Colwell Street. Oh, yeah, it's a dead end. Wait a minute. Oh, so he must live on this? No, that can't be. Oh, this is where he lives. Okay, so it looks like there's just like a walkway. Somebody has like a walkway through the woods. But, okay, so here is, let me just share this. Oops. So this is the area. Here's the intersection where the girl was standing, and then this is his house right here. So let's see. Let's go. We're going to go right here. I'm just curious. So we're going to, so this is where she was standing, and this is his street when there's no snow. Let me just back up a little bit. No outlet. So that sucks. He's on a dead end. So there's nowhere he can actually go. So that car that was snowed in was parked right here. I'm just going to go up. Oh. I don't think the plow, well, I don't know. See how it, doesn't that road look like it narrows? I don't, oh yeah, we can still go up. I wonder if this would be considered his driveway. Oh no, I guess not, because there's a car right there. Wonder if that's him driving down. What's this say? Welcome to the Colwell something. Looks like there's like a little park or something there. So here's his house way up here. Yep, there's his house right there. And then I mean, the plow could have just come up and pushed it right against here. I mean, what are the chances that you're the only house on a street? I think this was probably technically, because there's nothing else up here, I mean, it's obviously it's the street, but I feel like they might consider it a driveway because it got really narrow. Like right here, it's like one lane, and then it does get a little bit wider up here. But the plow could have went. Look at all these old tires. People are trashing. I mean, the plow could have. They could have gotten a plow up there. There's no excuse not to. Yeah, but look at that. It's a lot more narrow. It goes almost to like a one lane road. I'm sure there probably were more houses possibly, but that sucks. That sucks for him. Jaya says, I've lived in a place that flooded and you'd grab your canoe to get down to the road to your car. Huh. So let me see if there's an update because I'm not sure when that video was. Let's see. So that was a day ago that video was from. I don't see. Oh, here's another one. This says this is a different house. And this was from 3 days ago. It says a man in Pittsburgh's Garfield neighborhood is snowed in at his home days after the massive snowstorm. Let's watch this one. So this is a different. Yeah, like a little plow truck like this could have gotten up that street. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Pookie. Good grief. We're just sitting here in silence. Oh my gosh. Hi, vey. All right, we're back.
Tonight, much of the region is still digging out. It's been an uphill battle in the city of Pittsburgh as dozens of snowplows went down for maintenance. In his latest update, Mayor Corey O'Connor says 20 trucks.
You know, when I was looking at my phone and I just thought the video wasn't on yet because of the delay.
Have been repaired. He says 50 city crews and close to 30 private crews.
So there's the plow truck. I was saying there's the plow truck that could have went up that man's road, like one this size.
Will be out there overnight working, but he's
because where I'm at, we have the big, like the state plow trucks. Those are the only plow trucks that go through, you know, where I'm, you know, the country where I'm at.
Says it's still going to be a while to get before they get to every street.
Again, I think the biggest concern we have is trying to get the snow out and hauling it as best we can because, you know, the freezing temperatures, it's not melting anytime soon. So you're going to see contractors working round the clock to clear as much out as we can.
The city has suspended trash and recycling pickup for the rest of the week, so public works crews.
We shouldn't be muted. You guys can't hear that? Oh, you guys muted. Okay. I thought you meant I'm muted now.
Crews can focus only on snow removal. And those crews are working around the clock, but some people are still being forced to wait. Jennifer Barresso joins us live from the Mobile Weather Lab in Garfield. One couple there says their street has yet to see even a single plow come by.
And then I think about a foot of snow. People have to go to work. Some people can't just say, oh, my road's not plowed, I'm not going to be able to come to work today. Like, how do kids get to school? How do, like, how do buses run? Like, you would have to shut down the whole city.
That's exactly right, Ken. So, first of all, Mayor Corey O'Connor telling everyone that crews have removed 100 tons of snow here in Garfield tonight. Let me show you what things look like right now. Now, the man I interviewed tonight, Joe Emmett, it's not helping him, what Corey O'Connor said. He lives off of Shenley Avenue, which you are seeing on your screens right now, on a very steep hill. He's frustrated. He's angry. His street is still covered in snow. He knows the city is dealing with challenges, but says he's been dealing with this problem for a long time. He called the city for help and got nothing. So he turned to KDKA.
I got 40 years up here. This street was always the last street to get done.
From the air, the KDKA drone team captured the big problems below. For Joe Emmett and his wife, they live on Aisbett Street in Pittsburgh's Garfield neighborhood. The 67-year-old says he's physically...
So it almost looks like his street might be, what was it, Aisbett Street? Let me look that up. It almost looks like his situation might be the same as the other man. Oh, no, not Pittsfield. What? Come on, Google. Get it together. Oh, it's like the tiny little street. Is this the right spot? Because it looks like there's two ways. Oh, there isn't two ways. There's like a walkway or something, it looks like. Oh no, there's two ways out. There's a way. All right, let me show you all this. So Google actually drove on it. So here's the area. Right? So it's this little street, and then his house is the only house on this street. There's his house right there. So it looked like he was walking down from this side of the street. Oh yeah, there's Aisbett Street. So let's just go up here. This almost looks like a walkway. Like a one lane. This almost looks like a driveway. Even though it is a street. Oh, no, I can't go any further. Oh, yeah, I can go. Okay, so let's see where this goes. Wow, so that is very narrow. Oh, yeah, so it kind of... Oh, no, there is another house there. There's a house right there. So this is his house, and then there is another house right here. But this is a different street. This is Abbott. Oh, no, wait. That says Mesa Way. What? This is confusing. Mora Way. Oh, maybe that sign is crooked. Yeah, because that's his house. And then there is another house right here. But then there's like nothing. You just go up this. But if Google could get there, a car could get there. Right, and then it comes out on the other side. I mean, they could just go if they didn't want to go up the hill, they could just go down the hill and plow this guy's road. No, it's not a dead-end street. No.
Challenged.
And so here you can see that other house is right here, unless it's not, unless it's vacant, no one lives there. But it's
trapped.
It's a really small street, just like that other guy that we saw. His road got really narrow and then was a dead end. But the plow could just go down the road, and if they didn't want to go up the hill, they could go down the hill and just push the snow down, which would be, or don't even go down the one part, just go, push it so it's not, so those two houses could get out. Let me see if this one house has any signs on it. No, it looks like somebody else lives in that other house. It looks, oh, but that was November 2020, so it is possible that no one lives there anymore.
In his home.
Come up here and help me. I feel like I ain't getting no help, no kind of help as a senior citizen.
You feel forgotten.
I really do. I'm a little bit emotional about it.
He says he hasn't seen one plow.
Yeah, that truck could get up there. They could just plow up to, just past that other house so they both could get out. Like, don't worry about the other part of it. Just worry about the one side of the road.
Touch his steep street, completely untouched with about a foot of snow. Have you cleared anything off?
I haven't even done my sidewalk. I can't do nothing.
You can't leave.
2 bad knees, and a bad hip, and I just can't do it no more. I'm 67 now.
Slowly, step by step, trudging through the snow. We couldn't go far, only to his car. He says he needs a new furnace and food is getting low.
The furnace is on the blink. I had a contractor was come put a brand new furnace in, but he can't get up to my house. So I'm just barely keeping it running. I have about 3 days worth of food left. And all I'm trying to do is get from my car to this highway.
He tells,
oh, see, I could have just waited for their drone footage. So there's that other house. And then this part goes up to the other road. Like, they wouldn't even have to plow this section. They could just plow up the hill and then just leave the snow here, or just come down the hill and around and
KDKA,
push it down.
Called for help, but gotten nothing. Who did you call?
I called the mayor's complaint center. I called 311 a million times.
What did they say?
He said he'll send it to the whoever's in charge of the East Liberty Division.
Today, Mayor Corey O'Connor asked for patience, saying crews are working around the clock to clear the snow.
But the thing is, like, it's been 3 days. What if there was a medical emergency?
Including in Garfield.
They've taken out over 100 tons of snow just from Garfield alone.
We showed Joe the Facebook post.
I know that they're struggling with this giant storm, okay? But you can't leave people. This is 4 days. Please find a way to send even a backhoe up here. There's no other cars on the street. You can see how wide it is. A backhoe could come up here very easily. Like they did that for me in a big storm before. I mean, that's how they finally cleared the street.
So another live look. So we're on Shenley Avenue and we're passing Aisbett Street. And at last check, we saw nothing has changed. And it appears right now that is still the case. Now, earlier, I did speak with the mayor's spokesperson, and she tells me that she will flag this area to the city's team. And she also just reiterating what Corey O'Connor, the mayor of Pittsburgh, saying that crews are doing the best they can. They're working around the clock and throughout the night. We did see a plow earlier tonight in this area, but once again, his street is still snow covered. Reporting live in the
And this was, when was this story? 3 days ago. So I'm wondering if, okay, so let me go. Okay, so 17, nope, that was the other guy. Five days ago. Where was this? All it says is, help please, 1800 block Green Tree Road, senior citizens trapped in their homes, driveways blocked by 4-foot wall of plow snow. Not sure where. Help. Let's see. You know what though? That happened, you know where I'm at. The plow stuff is the stuff that it's awful. It's hard to move. And that's why I wish I would have just moved the snow when I wish I would have kept up with it. Marie says, can't believe someone with a plow truck or even ATV four-wheeler with a plow can't come help them. Neighbors should help each other when town fails. I agree. And hopefully someone saw his story and helped him out. So actually, here's an update. Oh no, that's the other guy. I don't remember this man's name that we just watched. Oh, let's see. Here it is. Nope, that's not it. Ainsley, it was Ainsley Way. I don't see an update on him, but I'll look and see. Oh, here, getting results for you. 67-year-old Joe Emmett says he's trapped in his home in Pittsburgh. He says the street. So this was posted yesterday at 8:38 a.m. Oh, he woke. Okay, so he woke to a partially cleared road. Partially cleared, it says. So this was an update. He says he's trapped in his home in Pittsburgh. He says the street has yet to see a single plow come by. After our story Tuesday night, Joe woke up to a partially cleared road. Someone commented, if I had a plow, I would plow for him and send O'Connor the bill under his state of disaster. And then other people are commenting, no plow, Primo Street, Morningside, no plow or salt on Kingwood Street, no plow on Lincoln Leamington by Chadwick Park. I mean, and this is, so it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 5 days. 5 days and people still can't get out of their homes. Hey, Bop, how are you? Hope you're staying warm. It is so freaking cold. And I was hoping for a delay Friday, but I should have known we weren't going to have one. It wasn't cold enough. Marie says, my parents have a neighbor who plows their driveway and she pays him. I know people who attach a plow to their four-wheelers in the winter. My sibling has their own road. Town doesn't plow up there. Yeah, hopefully someone saw the story who lives close by and was able to help him out. I mean, there's got to be someone somewhere who would, out of the kindness of their heart, help him out, I should say. Okay, so this next story, this is kind of changing gears a little bit, but it's still about snow. I had seen this because I kept getting, razzed about how excited I was about my electric shovel. But I saw this and I was like, forget the electric shovel. This is what I need. It is a robotic snowblower, a self-propelling snowblower. And it probably, once it, this is this guy's prototype. He's still working on it, but this could be a game changer. This could be a game changer.
After snow buried the yard of one New Jersey homeowner this past.
It's like a Roomba for your driveway. A Roomba for your driveway.
This weekend, he decided he was going to work smarter, not harder. That's no Roomba you're looking at there. Kind of, though. It's kind of a version of that. You're looking at a robotic snowblower that cleared his...
And so he just had this going all during the storm so it would keep up with the snowfall. Like, what?
...6,000 square foot driveway on its own. No shovel required. Let's chat with him about him enjoying his coffee and watching that driveway cleared.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me on, Ian. No, I didn't. As you mentioned, I review tech products, mostly related to electric vehicles on my YouTube channel, State of Charge. And I typically...
Oh, he has a YouTube channel. Let me go look that up. YouTube, State of Charge. I hadn't realized this. State of Charge. Oh, here it is. State of Charge. 127,000 subs. Robot snowblower versus major storm. He actually posted a video about it. Actually, he has several videos about his autonomous snowblower. All right, buddy. Let's get marketing this. All right, so here is his YouTube channel.
Post teaser, little short videos on X and other platforms before I released my full video. And this time, as you showed there, I released videos of the Yarbo autonomous snowblower clearing my driveway while I was inside having a cup of coffee, and it just clicked. You never know with viral videos and so forth. This thing has gone extremely viral. I mean, more than 7 million views, I think, at this point, and it took me by surprise.
Yeah, you just chilling with the cup of coffee, watching this play out in a slower fashion than what we see with a time lapse.
This is like that ASMR. Like, I could just sit here and watch this thing just clear the snow over and over.
But it is soothing just to watch the snow going away and through no elbow grease of yours. How well did it work? Was this the first true test that you've had?
Yeah, so it actually worked very well. I'm going to have the full review up on my channel tomorrow. It's the first major storm. We did have some snow a couple of weeks ago, and about 5-6 inches, something like that. And I already posted a video of it clearing the driveway in that storm, but I didn't have all the settings tweaked perfectly, and it did a decent job, not a great job. You have to really spend time tweaking all the settings, the angle of the auger, the height of the auger, the direction that the snow's being thrown. This isn't something that you can just buy and turn it on. You have to invest hours of setting it up and programming it and tweaking it in order for it to really do a good job. But if you...
And that's where it's like, okay, I'm not a programmer. I don't have the patience. I get too frustrated. Like, there's got to be something that can be done to, it's...
Invest that time. Man, the reward is great, because we got like about 14 inches out here.
Yeah.
My driveway was blacktop the next morning. I mean, it was incredible, much better than I thought it would be.
You said 7 million people have seen this, and I think all 7 million would like the sound of that if they have a driveway and they didn't have to shovel it. as a tech reviewer, especially in the EV space, you've got your finger on the pulse of all kinds of emerging tech. Does this have legs? Is this the future of home snow removal?
It did a fantastic job. I'm actually shocked. It's not an inexpensive item. You know, it cost about $5,000. But if you figure out how much savings you'll have having, say, somebody plow your driveway or clear your driveway, if you have a big driveway.
I mean, $5,000, that is a lot of money. However, if it is well made, that is a really good investment. A very good investment.
Like I have, it can add up. And this can also cut your lawn. They sell a lawnmower attachment that goes on the front.
Shut up. It can also mow your lawn. There's an attachment for it. Get out.
And I'm going to get that and test that out in the spring. So if you have a big piece of property, I have a couple of acres, a big driveway, you can easily figure out that you can recoup the money that it costs if you're not paying somebody to cut your lawn and also clear your driveway. Now, I know smaller properties doesn't make economic sense.
Yeah.
You know, but if you have the money and you just don't want to do your driveway anymore, go right at it. I'm just shocked. This is the first generation of this tech. Autonomous equipment is going to slowly work its way into our lives, autonomous robots. And I'm shocked at how good this first generation is. These are just going to get better, smarter, and less expensive as the years go on.
Love that. Yeah, maybe a little cost prohibitive, but in certain situations, like you were saying, you can get some ROI on that. Tom, we're mostly out of time, but I have to ask you a little bit of a sneak preview of the overall review. What would you say, letter grade?
Solid B+.
All right. I mean, I would think that all the people that enjoyed that, all 7 million, will probably be.
Okay, so I was mistaken. I thought it was his prototype. This is actually, there are robotic snowblowers. Had no idea they even existed. But here, I just Googled it. Yarbo, 2-stage cordless electric blower, $4,600. Then there's a snowblower and blower, all-season snow clearing and leaf removal, $5,400. Here, Walmart has, this says $2,100. I'm not sure what brand that is. Oh, here, 4-in-1. So you can get the mower, the lawnmower, the leaf blower, the snow blower, and the core engine for $6,400. The 5-in-1 has mowing, snow blowing, leaf blowing, and trimming into one robot. So it's a Yarbo. So it says 2-stage power handles 12-inch deep snow and operates reliably down to 25 below zero. Clear 6,000 square feet per charge. Oh, look, here's a bunch of videos. Snowbot. And that's what I had actually seen, one of these shorts. Huh. Who knew? Who knew? Not me. I didn't know they existed until now. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to just show a couple of other. I think we'll save this one for a different time. Let's see. I have like several more stories. I guess we'll just go through. I have like 5 more. So let me just share this instead. So this one is woman in shock after finding car encased in ice.
Many people are still trying to dig their cars out of the snow, but
The owner
No.
of this car isn't going anywhere anytime soon. You've likely heard about this.
What? Was this from this year? Let me just see. I was looking at 23 hours ago. A 2016 Honda Civic on North Front Street is drawing crowds this week, not for its make or model, but because it's completely encased in ice. The car, parked along the 1000 block of North Front Street in Philadelphia's Fishtown section, has become an unexpected neighborhood attraction after a nearby water main break left it frozen in place. Layers of ice now seal the vehicle shut, transforming an ordinary parking spot into what some are calling nature's art installation. What? No. No. I should have saved that other story I had. I'm going to have to get that one because it kind of goes along with this one.
She found her car encased in a thick layer of ice right here on the 1000 block of North Front Street in Fishtown. She says it appears a pipe burst nearby and all of that water quickly created a...
Like, what the hell? Like, this is where you need like a torch. Need some heat there. Need some heat to melt that ice.
Large ice cube around her car. Action News reporter Katie Catro live for us now at the scene in Fishtown with the latest from there.
I guess having her wipers up didn't really have an impact.
Katie.
And Shari, take a look behind me here. You can see that 2016 Honda Civic looks like a life-sized ice sculpture. The car is still encased in ice, and all day, neighbors and curious onlookers have been pulling out their phones, stopping to stare, and turning this frozen parking spot into a full-blown photo op.
I had to stop and see this car.
I feel bad for that person. Do they know that their car is there?
That person is Tiana Graham, now the unexpected owner of Philly's icy viral moment. She says her car was parked near a water main break Wednesday on the 1000 block of North Front Street in Fishtown.
Oh, so her car just happened to... So at this point, you can see these cars all have ice on them. And her car has ice, but it didn't look like there was a ton of ice on her car at this point. Hey, Sunnyside, thanks for being here.
Town, stuck behind caution tape as crews worked nearby. But when she stepped outside the next day,
it was definitely a shock.
Shock and ice, layers of it, sealing her car shut and freezing it in time. Not sure what to do next, Tiana turned to social media, sharing her icy situation in a post that quickly took off.
I've looked at some of the comments. They're pretty funny.
The internet, of course, did what it does best.
Just like that I'm still going to get a ticket from the PPA. People had like photoshopped the little tickets onto the windshield of my car. So I thought that was pretty funny.
And as the laughs piled up online, so did the visitors in person.
And there were so many comments about it. I was like, I gotta see this. This is so crazy.
Up close, it's even more surreal.
It's actually crazier than I thought. I had to stop and take a picture.
It's nature's art installation, you could say. So we had to come and see it.
From water main break to winter masterpiece, this frozen car has become an accidental attraction. And through it all, Tiana is taking it in stride.
It's funny. Like, I can't help but laugh at it, too. Like, it's just, what can you do about it?
For now, the car stays put, a block of ice with 4 wheels. Tiana's insurance company is scheduled to tow it on Monday. Some neighbors think this might just be her.
But, like, how do
she should,
how would you would have to, oh, this car's got ice all on it, too. Look at this car right here. This one is stuck in the ice too. But it does look like hers is really bad because hers is right here across the street.
Play the lottery.
Yeah, what are the chances? We did reach out to the Philadelphia Water Department and they say they did fix that 6-inch water main break yesterday. Reporting live in Fishtown.
Wow. Wow. I know, people are crazy. Like I said, so much weirdness lately. Like, let's go down and take a picture of a car encased in ice. I mean, so there was another story that I had in this list, but then I took it off. But it actually goes with that. There was a water main break in Buffalo. Let's see, let me go to my history. And it kind of looked very much like that. If I can find it. Where the heck is it? Oh, maybe I didn't watch it. I just added it to the list. Shit. All right, give me 1 second. Buffalo. Here it is. Okay, so Buffalo neighborhood left frozen by water main break.
Good evening. A neighborhood is left frozen solid after residents say a water main break flooded their street on Monday. Days later, they're still stuck. Our Angelica Gallagher spoke with neighbors today and has their story.
Here on Holly Street in Buffalo, residents tell me a massive water main break flooded the street, quickly turning it into what looked like a river in a matter of minutes. Now, days later, this neighborhood is still stuck, frozen under thick sheets of ice. Like you can see in my hand here, cars are still frozen to the road, and now neighbors are turning to the city and asking for help.
It drained later on that night, but the damage was already done.
A Buffalo neighborhood now left frozen solid 2 nights after residents watched rushing water.
Stop it. What? Like, they're literally frozen in the street. This looks like this person's lawn.
Quickly fill their street.
I mean, I couldn't believe it.
It was pretty much where the lighting was.
My friend drives an SUV and the water got into the engine. So it was above the tire. It was at least 3 feet of water.
Look, that is insanity. I'm guessing maybe they weren't home or they were sleeping. They didn't know what was happening. Or it happened so fast they couldn't move their cars in time. Like, what? I've never seen anything like this before.
My one friend literally had to like go and crawl out in it and like literally like try to move their car.
One
Oh, here's
that
one.
was sitting behind.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this person did, but look, their whole car is just covered in ice.
Behind us, they moved their vehicle, and you can hear the struggle in their vehicle moving.
The sewer authority said that it was not a sewer, or it had on the ticket closed out. It said that it was a water main break.
From cars stuck to the street to...
Oh, yeah, you can see how high the ice was. And it almost makes you think that maybe just leaving your car would be safer than driving it through that. I don't know.
Property damage. The below freezing temps are wreaking havoc on Holly's residents.
Most of my basement flooded. It was about a foot of water, so it broke both my hot water tanks. My whole front yard is ice, which makes it hard to get out. I'm lucky I have some work from home hours, but my friends who live with me, you know, they had to trek out and get this. And my one friend had to call out basically because they found out their car was broken.
We can't move our vehicles. Pretty much the wheel will. You can even press on the gas and your car's not moving.
My car doesn't start nor run. I have to get it towed. I've been able to take my daughter to school. I've been basically breaking ice off my tires just because if it did start, I'd be able to get out, but it was no luck.
I'm not towing my car away for something that's not my fault. You know, that's paying money out of our pockets. I called City Hall just for some type of assistance, and they said they don't do any towing. So at this point, I didn't know what to do.
So he tried to get a hold of City Hall, and they said, we don't do towing. Well, it's your pipe that caused this. You think that they would do something to help these people. They can't go to work. They can't bring their kids to school. Their cars are stuck until it gets less cold out, which it doesn't seem like it's going to get less cold for a while. It's supposed to be close to 20 below zero here tonight. Let me look up the weather in Buffalo. Buffalo, New York weather. Okay, so it's actually warmer in Buffalo right now than it is here. So, oh wait, that was the high today. The high today was 13. The low tonight is 4. So it is a little bit warmer there than it is here. But it's not supposed to be above freezing at all next week. The high next week in Buffalo is 26 degrees. Brr.
Residents now calling on the city of Buffalo for help.
It's still a mess over here, basically. I would have liked it to see some people come and check on us, at least make sure that we were okay, make sure that our homes and our properties were okay, but we didn't get any of that. I would like to at least see...
Right, because that other guy said his water heater is broke now because he got water in his basement. So who's going to help them out?
A crew at least come out and try to clear out the streets a lot more.
The city saying in a statement to News 4, anyone with damage to their vehicle can contact the Office of Claims at 716-851-4340. In Buffalo, Angelica Gallagher, News 4.
I am glad this bomb cyclone did not hit where I'm at. It missed us. It went south, thank goodness. Okay, so let's see, what's the next story? Actually, because we were talking about ice, let's look at this one next first, and then we'll go to the one I had before. Okay, so share this instead. Nanny says, I don't know when kids will go back to school here. We have a lot of backcountry roads and hills. Did you get more of the stuff from this new storm? I saw the Carolinas were going to get hit pretty good. Insurance will only pay the blue book value. Yeah, they probably will be totaled. Absolutely leaving it is better. Trying to drive through the flood is not good. All right, so now this guy, so it says Virginia man turns up the heat on icy driveway with his flamethrower. I can't imagine doing this, but I mean, it doesn't seem like the safest thing to do, but I mean, to each their own, I guess.
Well, this ice that's just been sticking around with us this week is no joke, and it looks like it's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, but as ABC 13's Hayden Robertson reports, one man in Amherst County is staying warm and getting rid of the ice at the same time.
Wow,
this ice is not really going anywhere anytime soon. It's frozen, it's stuck, and scrapers are barely doing the job, and my snow shovel barely put a dent in it. But an Amherst County man found a rather unique way to deal with this type of ice.
Fire in the hole.
Wow.
No, your eyes aren't deceiving you. It's a flamethrower.
I mean, it doesn't seem very safe, but I guess it gets the job done.
Around 2018, they had it in a gun catalog, advertised it as a way to get rid of snow and insects and a few other things, and seemed like had been shoveling snow recently and seemed like a good option.
An effective option, as you can see. And for the last 8 years, Nate's used it in so many different ways.
Leaves, helping get rid of garbage and burnables and just anything I can.
He doesn't just work on his driveway when it snows. He also helps his neighbors.
Every time it snows.
Every single time.
Every single. Couple local businesses. It's gotten around a little bit.
He's even become a local celebrity, inspiring others to get in on the fun.
It took off a lot quicker than I expected. The original owners, they got a lot more orders than they had expected, and kind of took off.
The best part, he says, quality time together with his daughter, Danny.
It's not something every family gets to use, but she's.
So I wonder how long it takes. Let's see. How long would it take to melt a flame? Oh, look, someone else Googled it because it came right up. Okay, so it says using a flamethrower to melt ice on a driveway is highly inefficient, dangerous, and likely to create hazardous black ice. Well, one viral video shows a man clearing a driveway in 3 to 4 minutes. Most attempts by users report it taking a very long time to melt even small amounts, making it impractical for an entire driveway. Snow and ice are excellent insulators and require a tremendous amount of energy to change their state from solid to liquid. Most of the heat from a handheld flamethrower escapes upwards into the cold air rather than penetrating the ice effectively, consuming a lot of fuel for minimal results. The primary danger is that the melted water quickly refreezes in sub-freezing temperatures, creating a smooth, treacherous layer of black ice that is more dangerous than the original snow or ice. You would have to apply salt or ice melt immediately after melting to prevent this, adding an extra step to an already inefficient process. The intense, concentrated heat can permanently scorch, discolor, and even crack concrete and asphalt surfaces, leading to costly repairs. Unburnt fuel may also pool and create fire hazards. Using a flamethrower in a residential area poses significant fire hazards to nearby flammable materials like wood fences, dry vegetation, and cars. Fire chiefs label the practice, quote, incredibly dangerous, and it can lead to legal issues such as charges of reckless endangerment or improper use depending on local laws. So, that is what Google said.
Seems to enjoy it, and it's been fun.
And trust me, it gets the job done.
I mean, look at that. It's just burning. It's just burning the ice. It's not like, what?
Reporting in Amherst County, Hayden Robertson, ABC 13 News.
All right. So in case you were wondering, there is no law in the Virginia Code that prohibits you from owning a flamethrower. Virginia Code.
Okay, so it says no flamethrowers on cars, cannot use maliciously.
Does say that you cannot use them maliciously or during protests. The law says that you cannot add a flamethrower to your car or any device that emits flame or smoke screen.
So I guess you can use it for whatever you want. As long as you don't put them on your car or use it maliciously. All right, so this next story, I've got just a couple of more. New Jersey family builds impressive igloo in their front yard. This thing is massive. This is a cool story.
If only for the 1 minute 40-second story you're
Why is the volume so low? Sorry about that.
about to see, we take a look at the positive effect of the cold outside.
Yeah, a mom in New Jersey made this oppressive and dangerous weather into something different and artistic and impressive.
That is huge.
She built an igloo in her front yard, a really cool looking igloo, and a place where she and her family can hang out.
Making the most of life. Pretty cool, right? Here's New Jersey reporter Tony Yanks.
It's the chillest clubhouse in Howell, New Jersey. Okay, look at this.
But the thing is, I mean, granted, it's cold enough, but like, I would be afraid that thing would collapse.
It's my neighbor. She was working hard on it, and I was helping her like bring all the ice from the back to the front.
Wrapped up warm and snuggled inside. That's neighbor Jason and Lila, Logan, Kane, living the igloo life.
We have lights in here, and also my mom put food coloring. About the lights, like There's like an empty one right there, so you can like plug another thing in.
Thanks to Lila, Logan, and Kane's mom, Kelly Grabelny, the architect of this magnificent front yard structure.
I bought just regular half tin trays and made maybe 200 blocks of ice.
And
That's a
you got the whole round thing going too. How did you know how to do that?
I didn't.
This really is the coolest thing on the block.
Hold on. You don't mind I take a picture, right?
Stopped school bus driver Manny in his tracks.
Hey, guys. Who made this? Daddy? Your mom.
You can't assume the daddy.
Shut up. Wow.
What's really going to be great is if it does snow this weekend, it's going to create another barrier on top of the igloo so that it lasts even longer.
Kelly spent 7 days switching out gloves,
Oh, man.
tucking toe warmers in her shoes to
7 days? Oh my gosh.
keep working in oh so frigid temperatures.
I just enjoy her watching her freeze from my window, but it's all fun. It's great to have neighbors like this.
This is the igloo lit up at night.
Wow,
I
that
asked
does
the
look
kids
really
to grade
cool.
mom's work.
100. 100? Actually, 1,000 out of 1,000.
Cool mom props go to Kelly.
Yeah, you get a blanket helps, right?
Yeah.
In Howell, Tony Yates, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
That is really cool. I know. When the bus driver said, "Did Daddy do this?" They're like, "Mama." So cute. So cute. All right, I just need to go back because there was another one. I need to move this down. Hold on a second. I don't know why it's not letting me do that. Because this one story, it's in the wrong order now. So I got 2 more stories. Here we go. Okay. So this next story is about someone who saved a snowball for 50 years.
There's a record snowfall. Rob Marciano.
Pause. Okay. And then he says, we dug a cool tunnel to our neighbors during the Cleveland bomb storm in the 70s. Wow, that's cool.
Finally tonight, when there's a record snowfall, Rob Marciano covers it for us. When it's a record snowball, that's a story for Steve Hartman on the road.
As the snow piled up, so did the anticipation. Could it happen? Would school be canceled? Absolutely.
Yes!
This week, millions of kids in more than 24 states got at least one snow day, including my kids, who flipped and flopped all over themselves in jubilation. And not just because of the snow.
I caught it!
Or even because of the day off, but because snow days are the ultimate American freebie.
The beauty of a snow day is that you're playing with house money, so you can spend it in any way you want, and you don't have to feel guilty about it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Here.
We can all relate.
That's a great way to put it.
But perhaps no one in America cherishes that feeling more than 64-year-old Jeff Shamus. When Jeff was 14, he got his first and only snow day.
San Francisco looked like a Christmas card after its biggest snowfall in 89 years.
It was February 1976. Jeff was living in the Bay Area, and he vividly remembers the snow and the snowman he built with his sister. He says it was a feeling so
Wow. I didn't think it was going to be in California.
grand. He didn't want it to end.
You know, it started melting and I was like panicking. And the only thing I could think of was I gotta preserve the moment. That was my only goal.
And that is why, 50 years later, if you look in his garage, in the back left corner of his freezer, you will find what is now widely considered to be the world's oldest snowball.
All right, here it is.
Now a family heirloom.
Look at that Skippy peanut butter jar. I mean, That's incredible. That's incredible. Yes, I'm guessing, Sunny. I'm guessing like maybe it was just like a freak storm and then like the snow all melted and then their snowman was still there. I mean, and who would think, so that was, what did they say? He was 63? So he was like, or no, 67, I think they said. So he was like 14? I don't know.
A family heirloom, carefully saved in a Skippy peanut butter jar.
You can't let a 50-year-old snowball melt. I'm going to get some water.
Okay, wait, that's not it, is it?
No.
Bottom line, if you have yet to save your snowball for posterity, there's still plenty of heirloom out there. But don't wait too long.
It's a snow day.
Because the doldrums of spring
It's a snow day.
are now just 50 days away.
And you don't have to do your homework.
Steve Hartman, CBS News, at home.
You know, I share Steve's joy of snow days. My kids had one on Monday, but it was declared an e-learning online school day instead.
Yeah, the mayor of New York, like, come on, let kids have a snow day. Let me just go back to see how old they said this guy was.
Feeling more than 64-year-old.
Oh, 64. Okay, so he was 14. He was 14 when he collected that snowball.
You know, I share Steve's joy of snow days. My kids had one on Monday, but it was declared an e-learning online school day instead. That is a major bummer. We're going to have to get Steve on that next.
Aman and Gailey.
Okay, so the last story I have, I actually saw the short of this video. This guy, he went down his driveway like a penguin. He went down his driveway of ice on his belly like a penguin. So this was a news story that had covered this. So this will be our feel-good story of the night.
A Monongalia County man is going viral online for enjoying the winter weather. Luke Nelser from Morgantown set up his camera at the end of his driveway to film himself sliding down it. Nesler says he had a little audience too, with his neighbors outside watching him. Posting the video to Instagram, Nesler said he, quote, had to seize the moment. 12 News' Sean Loudermilk caught up with Nesler today and has more.
I came out at one point and it literally wasn't snowing, it was just freezing rain. And I realized that all of the driveway had completely frozen over. So I shot this video because I was out trying to literally chip the ice up. So I chipped the lower part and our driveway slopes down into our house. And I was standing halfway up it and I was like, I guarantee you if I lay down on my stomach, I could slide down this thing like a penguin. So I set the camera up and hit record with the intention of just sending it to my in-laws and my immediate family. And they thought it was so funny. They're like, you should post it on the internet. Within 24 hours, it was over 500,000. I think right now it's at 1.5 million. So you get down on the ground, you go like this. And at this point I'm moving, right? I didn't take any effort. Now the form comes in to when you got to put your arms up like this. And then it's all in the legs. You put the legs up like that.
All in the legs. Oh my gosh.
That's where you pick up the speed. So that's how you do a West Virginia penguin slide down your driveway.
I'm here in Morgantown, and we just learned from Luke how to do the proper West Virginia penguin slide. I'm here at the top of his driveway. It's not as icy as what it was in his video, so this might not turn out as well as we would hope, but we're going to give it a shot. So we're going to follow his advice. We're going to get down, and we're just going to go.
Yeah, no.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time. Report.
Okay, so let me find the original video. I thought they were going to show, I hadn't watched that ahead of time. I thought they were going to show the original video of him sliding down his driveway. Here it is. And I can't make it bigger because it's a short, which sucks. All right, let me add this back.
It's all ice. I just told my wife this is probably the only opportunity, or maybe the only opportunity I'll ever have, to slide down my driveway like a penguin on my belly. I think I'm gonna do it. How you doing? And my neighbor's gonna watch me. So here we go.
So funny. So funny. I mean, when you got ice, you know, and you got a steep driveway, gotta slide down it like a penguin. Slide down it like a penguin. Yeah, so I did end the poll. I remember to end the poll. So 25% said that they have gotten to an argument over a parking spot, which would be 3 people said yes, they have gotten into an argument over a parking spot. Hopefully not as bad as those people we saw initially fighting over a parking spot, but you know, I've gotten annoyed and like vocal in my car, yelling at people for, you know, you're waiting, you have your blinker on waiting to turn into a parking spot as someone's backing up and or backing out, and then someone just comes along and swoops in, and it's like, well, that was rude. That was rude. Sunnyside says, we took out our side-by-side and did donuts when it snowed here. So much fun. So cool. Well, thanks for being here. I know it wasn't, you know, super exciting, but I thought it was, you know, with all the snow and the ice happening, it was kind of just a way to, you know, see what's going on with the snow stuff lately. And I'm trying to get hours up on this channel. I did lose a few subs, but it is what it is. I'll get to 500 eventually, but it doesn't, I don't think it helps that I only go live on this channel once a week. And I'm not talking about drama. So there's that. But I do appreciate all of you being here. It was a lot of fun. And I will be live on my main channel tomorrow. There are some stories that I wanted to talk about related to ice. And then there are other news stories that I've seen that we'll talk about as well. I did see that they released millions of documents related to the Epstein files. I haven't been able to get into that too much, but I am going to look into that. I did look to see if there were any updates on Thomas, the young boy who is missing from Long Island. I hadn't seen any updates. Actually, let me check one. I checked earlier today, but let me just check once more before we, oh shoot, I forgot. There was another story I want to talk about. I'll talk about that tomorrow. I'll just pin it to my browser so I don't forget. Thomas Medlin. Let's see, news. Sorted by date. Nope, no updates. So I hope that somehow they figure out what happened, because I just think he never made it off that bridge. I don't know if it was him in the water, but something happened. Hey, Steph B, thanks for stopping in. I just I had shared with Steph B the video of the robot, the snowblower, the robotic snowblower. When I first saw it, it was after my last live where I had talked about the electric shovel. I was like, this is what I need. So I did share that with them today. I guess it's too cold to dredge the water. Probably, I mean, The water temperature is probably super cold. Let me see. What is the temp of the East River? All right, so it says, based on current forecast, the sea temperature in the East River is approximately 35 degrees to 36 degrees Fahrenheit. Due to extremely cold water temperatures, immersion can cause hypothermia rapidly. It does say the East River is tidal and acts as a tidal strait rather than a typical river, which affects its temperature regulation. Yeah, it is. That robot is goals for sure, but I don't know about $6,000. I don't know about $6,000. Maybe one year when I get like a huge tax refund, which I did start my taxes today, and sadly I'm not going to get a whole lot back, but at least I don't have to pay in, which is always a bonus. So don't forget, it is tax season and taxes are due coming up April 15th. So have a great night. I do appreciate you all being here. Yes, hit the like on your way out if you haven't done so already. If you are watching on the replay, hashtag replay. And until next time, y'all, I will see you on the flip side.